So I went over to meet them all, about 10 gentlemen sitting round a mahogany table, and they said, Mr. Boizot, you have applied to join the RAC, saying that you are the founder and managing director of the Pizza Express. I said, that's right, gentlemen. They said, well, could you tell us, what is a pizza?
It's hard to remember that we had no idea of things like pizzas.
Here in Coptic Street was the first time I ever had pizza. It must have been in 1968, 69 or thereabouts. But my family had lived all over the world, Middle East, Far East, North Africa, France. Italian food had only been spaghetti with meat sauce, or in Morocco spaghetti with spicy meatballs. But I'd never had real Italian food.
We used to go to Italy and come back on the plane nursing litre bottles of olive oil as hand luggage because it was so difficult to get in England.
Being a vegetarian since the age of 5 and living a lot of the time on the continent, when I came back to England I could never find a pizza. But I had my first pizza with an Italian family when I was 18, and I used to, when I was on the continent, I would eat a pizza because I didn't want steaks or anything else. So I thought, well, I'll open my own. There was a firm supplying, making and supplying mozzarella cheese, not in very large quantities, but enough for me. And I found an ancient Italian lady who knew how to make the dough. And so, you know, putting 2 and 2 together, we managed to make the right sort of dough and have the right cheese to put on the pizza. And we obtained the tomatoes from Italy. In 1965, I bought the oven in, and I had my good friend Lord Norbury help me in his dinner jacket going to the opera to bring it into 29 Wardour Street. And when we got it going, we served it in long oblong trays and sliced it into pieces and served it on a piece of greaseproof paper. And that was very popular. But my dear old colleague, college friend, Ron Simpson, said, well, Peter, we ought to serve it on round plates, knives and forks. So we started doing that. We opened the first one in Soho, in Wardour Street, and the second one in the shadow of the British Museum, and the third one in Chelsea, in the Fulham Road, above a good friend who had a property, and he had a casino. And so we linked the Chelsea pizzeria with a design done by Enzo Apicella with great big circles on the wall, and Ted Box and his casino below. That worked, and then we went to Notting Hill Gate and then to Hampstead, and you know, we went all over the place. And it wasn't too long before some of the American ones, like Pizza Hut and so forth, came onto the scene. We had sort of opened up the market for them.
I think that Peter Boizot and Pizza Express did for food what Terence Conran and Habitat was doing for furniture, i.e. making it affordable, stylish, genuine, good quality.
I remember the converted dairy in Coptic Street. It was a great way in which you could go and have something really simple, really authentic, that wasn't tarted around, and yet still feel you'd had a really stylish evening?
Well, you could say with a little bit of push from yours truly, it took off, yes.
One of the things that I did when I was a teenager was having been on a jazz course. A friend of mine and I discussed going and listening to some jazz in real life, and there was this Pizza Express on Dean Street, which has in its basement a jazz club, and one of the tutors on the course had been Alec Dankworth, who's a double bass player in jazz bands, and at the time he was one of the Pizza Express All-Stars who used to play on Saturday nights, and it was a very good, unthreatening environment in which to go and do something that was quite adult, really. Go out and listen to some jazz music.
From the age of 8, I was a chorister in this place over here in the cathedral, and I've always been fond of music. I've always liked jazz music, and the US Air Force bands were based over nearby. I used to hear them quite often.
Still the same. The menu's changed slightly, some things have disappeared, but the taste is still the same, the atmosphere is still the same.
I've always been one for quality, so we always wanted the top quality food to go in. In fact, I was in a pizzeria. I was in one here in Peterborough a week or so ago, and they just brought out a new menu, and the quality was still the same. It's still the best quality.